back to my channel. If this is your first time being here, my name is Jenny and I am a human just out here being, okay? All right, so today I'm going to review this beautiful platform straight heel pump by Sun and Stone. It's their Estrella. I think that's the name of it. The Estrella shoe is by Sun and Stone, a brand that's at Macy's. I love this shoe. Let me just say that. So recently I went to a fashion exhibit, Victor and Ralph, excuse me, fashion exhibit here in Atlanta at the High Museum. And let me just say, it was so beautiful, so well put together. Oh my God. I had no clue that they worked with so many celebrities speaking out against various causes. It was absolutely beautiful, beautiful dresses, beautiful suits. Just the designs were. I love their perfume. I wasn't really familiar with their fashion line, but this has piqued my interest, and I am going to. That's neither here nor there. I'm a fan at this point. Let's just say that. Honestly, I enjoyed that exhibit so much. It was so beautiful. I may go again if you guys are in the Atlanta area and you just are looking for something to do. Go and check out the Victor and Ralph fashion exhibit at the High Museum. The High is one of my happy places. I was going to say favorite places, but outside of the botanical garden, definitely one of my favorite places. I go all the time. I enjoy their what is that? They have jazz. Sometimes they have a happy hour that's called High Frequency. There's always something. Well, there's a lot of things going on at the High Museum, and I honestly enjoy the environment. So if you have some time, go check it out. Okay, so back to the shoe. So I went to this exhibit, and these were the shoes I wore. I just want to start by saying the shoe was the insole is very comfortable. It wasn't, and I walked on various terrains. I had no clue. I don't think I would ever wear heels to the High Museum again, simply because of the my walk up to the museum, not throughout the museum, because that wasn't an issue for me. But I didn't realize how uneven the surfaces are from the promenade, which is the parking lot that's across the street, to the actual museum, to the door. There were no steps, but there were definitely hills, and so that affected that affected my feet, honestly, because when you're walking up and down those uneven surfaces, it puts a little bit more stress on the feet. So it affected uh, it affected my comfortability in the shoe overall. So, but I'm not gonna let that affect my review, if that makes sense. I'm separating the two because I've worn these shoes previously, but not the amount of time that I wore them while I was at the High, and during that time I was not walking on any uneven surfaces like I was at the High Museum. So I'm going to separate my review from the terrain. It would be fair. Okay, so anyway, the insole of the shoe was very comfortable. I could feel the filler and the welt beneath my foot, which actually made it a lot more. Um, uh, it made it a lot more comfortable, and I was able to maintain walking and standing in it for the amount of time that I was at the exhibit. Now, like I shared in previous videos, sometimes standing can be a task when you're in high heel shoes. And so with these, because of the materials that were on the inside of the shoe, I had no issue with being able to stand in them for the entire exhibit. Now, I did sit down, I think that was maybe once, but it was because I was watching a video and I did give my feet a little break, but my feet were not the reason that I sat down. Okay. And so they were very comfortable to stand in, as well as while I was walking up and down the terrain where it was basically somewhat hilly, mm, if I could say that, because it was very uneven. I don't even know why it was made like that, but it was kind of like a hill type surface. And sometimes when you're walking in heels, it could be you feel unstable and you feel like you're gonna fall. I never felt that in these shoes. I did not feel as if I needed to hold on to something. Once when you walk up a hill, you have to lean forward in heels in order to maintain your stability. And so once I leaned forward while walking in the heels, I was perfectly fine. So yeah. Um, I think that the counter was the counter on the back of the shoe was a very great width, actually. So of course, when my foot would slide forward on that surface, I didn't have to kind of worry about kicking the shoe to knock my heel back into place because the counter was wide enough to support my heel. I mean, yeah, to support the width of my heel. Also, the shoe is it's a very solid straight heel shoe. It has the perfect amount of holes. I don't know if you guys were checked out my very first video where I did a review on Torrid's silver platform straight heel, but there's not enough holes in those shoes. But in this shoe, the perfect amount of holes for me to have, so the ankle strap felt stable along my foot. I took it out, but I don't know. Can y'all see that? Yeah, a significant amount of holes, so I didn't have to make one and possibly damage the strap of the shoe. So those are the pros. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm a little nasally because it's getting it's getting fall is upon us, and so got my sinuses acting up. Please excuse me. All right, so the cons. Um, One of the cons with this shoe, I did just mention the strap, but I forgot the name of this. I don't know if you guys can see it. The clamp, it's on backwards, so it made it a little bit confusing when I got ready to, yeah, see it just like that. It's on backwards. It made it a little bit confusing when I got ready to put it through the hole, because it wouldn't initially go through the hole, and I thought I had the clasp on. I thought I had it twisted and was trying to figure it out. Oh, this was put in backwards, so that was a con. Also, at times in this shoe, when I was breaking it in initially, I felt like I was going to fall forward. So while I was breaking the shoe in, I practiced walking in it so that I'd be familiar, with standing and walking to make sure I'm comfortable. After I practiced walking in the shoe, I didn't have any issues with that, but initially I did feel like I was going to fall forward. Now, I don't know if if me being top heavy has something to do with that. If you've not seen any full bodies of me, there's other videos. Go look at those videos. I'm top heavy. I don't know if that had something to do with it, but I've never experienced that in any of my other shoes. But again, once I started, once I practiced walking in them or broke the shoes in and, had to practice walking a certain way that would be comfortable for me so that I didn't experience that. I didn't have that issue anymore. So, also, last thing, the toe box. Oh, the toe box squeezed the big toe as well as my pinky toe. But that happened over time. That didn't happen when I initially put the shoe on. And they say your feet expand as you go throughout your day. So that could have very well have been, or at least that's something that I was told by a medical professional. I could be completely wrong. Podiatrists weigh in. Doctors weigh in. I just know by the end of the first hour, I had the shoes on for 2 hours max. By the end of the first hour, my big toe, the bones in my big toe, on the side of my big toe, excuse me, and my pinky toe, they started to feel tight, which was not something that was happening when I or happened, excuse me, when I initially put on the shoe. So, and I'm sure that that will change over time because the more you wear your shoes, the more they tend to conform to your foot, and so I think over time that won't be an issue for me. Overall, this is a solid, comfortable shoe. It's actually one of my favorites. Like I said, I wore it for 2 hours without really any issues. I sat down maybe once or twice, and that was because they had video displays within the museum. But I was fully prepared to just walk throughout the entire exhibit, not being able to sit down because it was a fashion. It was a fashion exhibit, so I didn't expect to have any of the videos from their fashion shows present, but that was a nice little treat. I'm giving away all the nuggets, but you have to go see it. It's so beautiful. When I put the shoes on, I instantly felt sexy. Instantly. I love these shoes. They were very comfortable, they were solid, and have a very stable heel as well as insole. I think I'm going to go buy a second pair. They have them in black. I have a lot of black shoes because Torrid tends to buy have a lot of shoes in the color black. So I have a lot of black shoes from Torrid. So I'm not interested in buying black shoes. However, I'm gonna buy a pair of these in black because why not? I need y'all, Sun and Stone. If you ever see this, please give me a burgundy and a baby blue color, please, please, for me. Okay. Alrighty, so that is my review for this shoe. Um, Please like, share, and subscribe. And again, ladies, I'm going to always encourage you to pull those heels out of that closet. Practice walking in those shoes and step in your divine feminine energy. Okay? I hope you guys have a really good day, really good week. Whenever you're seeing this, have a good day. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.